And welcome back to Flexible Games, where we are playing Minecraft. Oh, yeah. So I have automated the rest of the blocks, so you can see all the different ingredients in all of these. Basically the same process what I showed on camera, same process for the other ones. Pretty straightforward. But before we go any further with the drill and the power and all that stuff that we need, I've realized that we are out of obsidian, and we really need obsidian. Obsidian is used in a lot of things, especially when we start getting into more advanced mechanism stuff. So we're going to need lots and lots of obsidian, and that's going to be kind of the push for, we're going to do like a couple episodes as an aside to what we were working on. We will get back to the drill and back to basement digging and all that kind of stuff. But we need obsidian, and the best way to do that is to get lava from the nether and use it to make obsidian. So here's how we do that. First step, there is a block or machine called the igneous extruder. Right here, igneous extruder. Let's build this. I might have a piston there. Let's just make another one. And we need one of these. We need a couple of these. And we are good. Igneous extruder. Glorious. Now, wink. It's getting some power. And the UI on this is a little messed up. The texture pack hasn't updated the UI at all. But basically, it is obsidian. There's got to be like a little, yeah, so you can like craft all the things, including obsidian. So what this thing needs is lava and water, and you can craft all sorts of things. What you craft depends on what it consumes. So like if you're just gonna make cobblestone, it doesn't consume either. It just makes cobblestone forever. We already have cobblegen, though. We don't need cobblestone. Stone leaves the lava, but uses the water. So stone uses the water. Obsidian uses both. So we're gonna need some obsidian or some resources here. We're gonna cancel all that out. Yeah, you can see the UI. I'm going to need to look in the forums and see if there's somebody has updated this. All right, so we need two different sets of water coming in. So I'm going to have one coming in the top and one coming in the left side here. And then we're going to have, let's see, output. Let's do output out the right side here. That sounds like a good plan. Okay, so water, well, we can use a sink for water. And the sink is the cooking for blockheads sort of thing. And do we have a bucket of water in here? Oh, we do. Nice. So the sink, we can just put, well, really anywhere, but we're going to put it like right here. Then we're going to need a fluid duct of some kind. Let's see, signalum plated. We don't need signalum plated. Hardened fluid duct. That sounds good. And a servo. Let's upgrade this servo to the resonant enderium. Enderium. There it is. Just so it pumps a little bit faster. So we're gonna put that there. The servo on the sink and ignored, and it should. There's the water. Glorious. Now we need lava, and here is the tricky part. You can have many different sources of lava. We are going to try to tap into the nether. Now, this is going to be interesting, to say the least. First things first, we need a way to get the lava from the nether to the overworld here. So what are we going to use? Well, we're going to use the sweet ender tanks. Now, here is a tip for making these. Get yourself a color scheme and use that color scheme with full colors if you can. So we're going to make some orange dye. We don't have any orange dye, and I spelled orange wrong, I know, but rose red I've got quite a bit of, and I should have, yep, I got a lot of dandelion yellow. Put those two together, and you got yourself some orange dye. So there's, I'm gonna make a bit of this stuff because I use orange pretty extensively. So we're gonna do an ender tank, but first let's get some wool. And I'm gonna color a couple orange wool. Then when we make the ender tank, what are we missing? Obsidian. Ha 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 ha. Oh crap. We need some obsidian. We need some obsidian to make the ender tank. So do we have 1 bucket of water here. Where is some lava? Do we have lava anywhere close to us? No. At all? Oh man.
We've used no.
Wow, we don't have any obsidian around or any lava around at all. So scratch that idea. Bucket. I'm gonna grab a bunch of buckets.
I just grabbed a stack.
Okay, good. Yeah, we need obsidian to make the tank. So while I'm assuming she's going to go out and grab some lava, so we can actually put in the igneous extruder to get some obsidian out of it, we're going to work on the next step, which is pumping the lava out. So let's look at a pump. There's a lot of different pumps in here. The Buildcraft pump, Buildcraft is still in early alpha, and I wouldn't recommend using that because there's no... You'd have to set up a whole different power system because it doesn't interface with RF power at all. So don't do that. The fluid pump from Industrial Foregoing only has a small base area. You can upgrade it with range add-ons if we do a U on that. When placed above the fluid, the pump will take that fluid as a filter and begin to drain all fluids of the same type in the working area. Okay, so all the drain fluids will be replaced with cobblestone. It's actually a pretty good pump, and it will look at all the fluids below the fluids in the working area and drain them too. So we could technically use this. The base area is only 3 by 2, which is tiny. 3 by 2. So you're looking at a very small 3 by 3 area that it's going to pump out of. Well, that's a tiny area, but it does accept range add-ons. That might be a way to go in the short term, but I kind of want to get into a little bit of mechanism. Now, to those people who are unfamiliar with this, mechanism is kind of its own monster, and we're gonna take little nibbles on this mod because it's a pretty intense amount of machinery that we're gonna have to get. So if we look at the electric pump from Mechanism, this thing is really good at pumping stuff. If we look at this, so we're gonna require steel casing, osmium ingots, and enriched alloys. The steel casing is actually surprisingly easy because steel, there is a mechanism way to get steel and there's a thermal foundation way to get steel. In the thermal foundation, if we look at steel, I've actually got a little bit crafted up already. If we look at the induction smelter, ignore the tools that it's smelting down. We're going to go to like this here. So an iron ingot plus pulverized charcoal equals a steel ingot. Pretty simple stuff in the induction smelter. So this little guy here, so you put, let's say, a stack of pulverized charcoal and then 16 iron, and you get yourself 16 steel, which is what we've got here. So we can actually build this steel casing right away. Osmium, that's just another ore, just like iron and everything else. Pulverize it first, or use Tinker's Smeltery and get 4 times the amount. So we're going to have a steel casing. I want a couple of these. The tough part is this enriched alloy. We need a metallurgic infuser for this thing, and it uses redstone, infuses it into iron, and there you go. So we need a metallurgic infuser. So let's look at that recipe really quick. Oh, this amazingly didn't use a steel casing. I thought for sure it did. So we're gonna make a couple furnaces, and we're gonna build a metallurgic infuser, and we're gonna find a place for this right here. So these machines, one of the hallmarks of Mechanism are they're loud. These machines are loud. So one of the upgrades is the muffling upgrade that you can put in your machines, and I highly recommend you look into that. But we will do that in the future. For now, I just want to get some of those enriched alloys, which means we need some iron and some redstone. Now there are ways to make this better. For now, we're just going to use them, you know, straight up. So if we put 1 redstone in there, it's going to put 10 redstone. If we put 1 ingot, you can hear the sound. It has kind of a cool sound, actually. It's going to pop out the enriched alloy, and it used all of that redstone. Okay, so it's 1-to-1. So we'll put all that redstone in. You can see it's going to fill kind of an internal buffer. And then we can put the stack of iron ingots in, and lo and behold, we're going to have a couple enriched alloys coming out of it. We're going to get a whole stack of them eventually. So we're going to go over here, put those in. We should now be able to build this pump. Bingo, we've got a pump. Now we need to power the pump. Moving the material, that's one thing. Powering it is another, because it's going to use a pretty good amount of power. But as we progress into the game, we'll get better and better and better things for power. For now, we are going to use an energy cell. This is a mobile way of moving power around. So first is the energy cell frame. So let's get a lead gear and build the energy cell frame, and then build the energy cell. Now this is just a basic tier. It can only hold 2 million RF. That's still, I mean, that's a lot. That's a lot of energy. So we're gonna slap this right on our power line here. As you can see, it's gonna start pulling power. Now the general rule here is the blue is power input. You can click them to make them orange. That's power output. Okay, so the back here is blue. This is the back. If we make that orange, it's gonna stop giving power and start pushing power. So we want that to be blue. Let's get all other sides orange. So now it's going to be able to output all power except for the back, where it's going to be inputting power. But we want, you know, we want more power stored, because 2 million power is not really going to go very well. It's going to go pretty fast. So the same thing that you can do, upgrading the machines. You know, this is reinforced. This is reinforced. Got a few reinforced machines in here. Yeah, let's see how. It's just very noisy. It's a very noisy machine. All mechanism machines, pretty much. Pretty much all mechanism machines make noise like that.
Do you need more than 16?
No, I don't.
Started?
I don't think I do.
Okay.
Okay, so now that we have a pump and we have an energy cell, we need a way to boost up the power? Well, again, the same way we upgrade machines, we can upgrade the energy cell. So let's try to get that upgraded. So let's do a search for kit. And you can see all these here. So we have a hardened upgrade kit. There's a hardened upgrade kit. We have reinforced. Can we do Signalum? Yes, we can, because we now have a Blizz. We can do the Cryotheum. This is why I wanted to get this. Niter we got actually from the Blitz. I farmed Blitzes a little bit, and we got a little bit of Niter. We don't have much. We'll be able to get more later, but there is some Cryotheum, which we can then use to make the Signalum upgrade kit. The Resonant uses Pyrotheum, which is blaze powder and sulfur, which we have. We should have quite a lot of that. Oh, that's the wrong one. There it is. We need crushed coal. Obviously charcoal doesn't work. So coal. Let's put some of that in there. So yeah, these machines, I mean, they can get annoying. Trust me. So we should have a little bit of coal now. Pulverized coal. We should be able to put that in there. There's some Pyrotheum. Glorious. So, Resonant upgrade kit. Well, it needs a Lumium gear. Well, what is Lumium? Well, it looks like it's Lumium blend with energized glowstone buckets. So, let's get a bucket. Let's get like 8 buckets. And we're going to go over and get some energized glowstone. This is another reason why... Oh, there's a bat.
What?
Okay, so we're going to grab this energized glowstone. We're going to put it in here. And there's Lumium blend. So just the same process that's used in Signalum and the Enderium pretty much uses all these processes. So we should have 32. And I think we need to use this. Yep, sand. Of course it's sand. So the induction smelter, we're going to get some Lumium. This is like a new thing. My previous play didn't actually have Lumium as a thing that you needed to actually craft. So there's the Resonant. Well, I want to upgrade all of this all at once. So we're going to do a conversion kit, and it's going to use all 4 of those, and it's going to just be one click. So it's got, as a summary, 2 million RF. Well, now it's got 50 million RF. That's a lot of power. We don't have nearly the power gen to fill this up, but it's a good battery. It's going to be a really good battery. The trick is not losing the battery when you need to pop it in the nether and not have it fly into lava, because that would be a bad day for everyone. Is this almost done? No, it's not almost done. It's got 22 left. Okay. You are invisible to me.
Really?
Yeah. Literally, somebody just opened these, and I didn't even see who it was. There's nobody here.
Do you want me to try to disconnect and reconnect?
No, it has to do with your armor. Pull off a piece of armor and put it back on. I think.
I'm doing it.
Okay. Well, I didn't want it.
I don't. You don't have it.
Oh. Did you put it back on?
Several times.
I still don't see you. That's really weird. Where'd you put the lava? Ah.
The lava, I made it into obsidian.
put
No, I have no armor on.
You can see it's now making us some obsidian. So we're going to do this, this, and this, and that should be a good amount of obsidian. We can finally make the tanks that I wanted. So we're going to do tank. We're not going to use white wool. We're going to use the orange wool. And that will automatically make the top orange, orange, orange. And that's important. It saves you, instead of needing 3 dyes per tank, it only uses 1. So it's even better. Okay, so for now, well, I do want a fluid duct. What do we have? We need a hardened fluid duct because this is going to be really, really hot. You know, it's lava, so you can't use a regular one, otherwise the fluid duct will basically explode. So FYI. So there's one, and it's orange, 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 and we're going to click this with our hand. The blue is on the bottom, which means it will auto drain itself. Whoa, whoa. So yeah, we've got some obsidian now, which is nice. A little trickle of obsidian. So if we do obsidian, we got 20 now, which is great. So now we have a pump, we have a tank, we have a battery that doesn't have much in it, but you know it tries. It does. I'm gonna grab a little bit of cobblestone before we head off into the nether. And I'm going to grab this battery, even though it's not full yet. It would take quite a long time to fill up. The one thing, let's make ourselves a chunk loader. Now that we have some obsidian. So the chunk loader is an enchantment table with a little bit of extra flare. So there's a chunk loader. And that will keep the chunk loaded so it can continue pumping even when we leave the nether and leave the area. So we're going to head off into the nether. Alright. We are going to try to find... Let's see. There's some pools over here. I want to look over this way. I'm not sure. Jump down here. Ah, I see. Usually I go into the nether and there's just giant lakes of lava. And this is one of the very few times that I've actually come into the nether and not have been inundated with massive lava lakes. So I don't know where to go from here. This is...
I marked some over to the southwest.
Southwest. Okay. Let's go to the southwest.
I went down here. This is where I got my bucket.
Yeah, I see some. So we're going to come down. Whee! Yeah. I'm seeing some lava down here. Oh, stop with the bouncy. There we go. So, this pump is nice because it doesn't need... I mean, you need to kind of place it near fluid, of course. Let me get this ardite.
I got some too while I was here. Got a couple big stacks of each.
Okay, so we're going to put the pump... Even though this stuff probably isn't all that deep, we're going to put the pump right in here. Like that. Can I rotate him? Yes. So, pump is fluid on the top, power in the side. So we're going to put the tank on the top. And then the power right on the side here. And it's already pumping. You can see it. You can see it working already. And this thing can also take upgrades. We'll get into more of that in a later episode. But for now, let's slap down the chunk loader. I mean, 2 chunks is fine. 3 chunks is okay. Depending on how deep this stuff is here, I don't really want to jump into it and find out. As you can see, the lava tank is actually filling up, which means we're pumping it faster than we're using it. So we can go and upgrade that machine to be faster, and that will just use it that much faster, which is nice. And this thing also has its own little internal buffer of lava. But now we actually have a good, decent lava source. Now, this will eventually probably pump all of this, or all that it can reach out. So you just need to move it. But yeah, that will get us lots and lots of obsidian that we can go and start teching up. I needed to get that done as soon as I can, because yeah, we needed obsidian. We didn't really have much of it. But that'll have to do it for this episode, and I thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.